Okay, guys, so now we're going to talk a little bit about hop and pop etiquette. So, obviously, a hop and pop, we're exiting somewhere between 5,000 feet and let's say 7,000 feet. When you're getting to the boarding area, the first thing you want to do is talk to everyone else that's on the hop and pop about your wing loading and the parachute size that you'll be jumping. Okay, so basically, the person with the highest wing loading is going to be the first one to exit. Now, if you have two people that are on the same size or same wing loading but different size parachutes, so someone's flying, let's say, a 150 and someone else is flying a 135, but they both have a 1.3 wing loading, the 135 would exit first. So determining your exit order is the first thing that we want to do, okay? And again, that goes by wing loading and then again, your parachute size. Now, after your exit order, you want to determine what drills the person's going to do, okay? So that can affect which order you're going to be getting out in. Let's say you have someone on a 135 doing harness inputs and someone that's on a 170 that's going to be doing some crazy spiraling drills. You'd let them go first because they're going to lose a lot more altitude than the person doing slow harness inputs on a 135. So the last thing that you want to determine is what kind of a free fall delay someone's going to take. So if one person is getting out and taking a 4-second delay versus somebody else that's going to do a 7 to 10-second delay, you would want that person to exit first so that you don't have somebody free falling past you. Okay, so what kind of exit timing are we looking for on a hop and pop? When you get to the door, the first thing you want to do is obviously spot. When the green light goes on, you want to be looking out at the horizon. Take your eyes straight down below. It doesn't mean you exit just because the green light's on. We want to wait and make sure that we're over the drop zone where we want to be for exit, okay? Now, the first person will exit, and you're going to time about 6 to 8 seconds if you're the type of person that wants to count, or you can visually watch the person exit, and if they're taking only a 4 or 5 second delay, you can watch their parachute open, their slider come all the way down, take a deep breath and exit, and that's going to give you the exact same amount of timing as counting 6 or 8 seconds. So whether you're a counter or a visual person, you can use either one of those options. So again, 4-second delay is what we recommend on a hop and pop. You want to open up so you have plenty of time to work on your canopy drills and skills. And if you do want to take a little bit of a longer delay, not a big deal. Just make sure that you slot yourself into the appropriate order. So when you're doing a hop and pop, the whole purpose of a hop and pop is to get out and have the whole sky to yourself. So if you have multiple people on a hop and pop, you want to make sure you give each other plenty of vertical separation. Okay, so if you exit and you find yourself catching up to the person in front of you, go into a little bit of breaks to create that vertical separation. This will also help when you're going to enter the pattern. You don't want to be entering the pattern at the exact same time as somebody else. You want to have plenty of space, plenty of time to enter the pattern and have the sky all to yourself. So what you want to do, again, if you see someone's getting ready to enter the pattern, you're flying a nice smooth flight path, you're going to want to go into a little bit of breaks, create that vertical separation. If you look up and see the person that's exited behind you is catching up to you, then what you're going to want to do is maybe 1 or 2 spirals as long as you have plenty of clear airspace and it's not going to cause any issues with the person that's exited in front of you. If you're jumping in a drop zone that has a swoop pond or a swoop lane or an area that someone that's doing a different type of landing is going to be landing in, it's really important that we plan our landing pattern to avoid those key areas on those drop zones. So for example, you're doing a hop and pop, maybe you decide to take a longer delay, you've got a swooper that's exited after you, they're on a really small parachute. It can be really dangerous if you're flying your pattern directly over the approach end of the swoop pond or over the approach end of a swoop lane. So make sure you discuss with everyone on the plane exactly what you're going to be doing, plan your jump, plan the exit order appropriately, create that good vertical separation, and be ready to rock your landing.